What's up everyone, Matt here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to shoot a 15 to 30 second spec ad for the company Daneson. They make incredibly tasting toothpicks. This is the every blend pack, comes with multiple different flavors. So I mean, right off the bat, the packaging is incredible. We're gonna shoot for the bourbon flavor today. I've been using these things for probably, I don't even know, 5 or 6 years now. I always carry them on me. Lately I've been carrying them in this little titanium keychain from James brand. So I can carry about 12 of them in here. So again, it's just one of those things I always like to carry in my pocket. Nothing better than having a toothpick. And since I love the brand, I love the packaging, I thought, why not? Let's shoot an ad, send it over to them, see if they like it. So first thing we need to do is let's go grab some props, all the things we're gonna need for the ad, and then we'll do the thing. All right, we are headed to Lowe's, maybe Home Depot. I'm gonna see if I can find a barrel, or at least a half barrel. I know they make them for like planters and things. That way we can use that as our table for this Daneson short spec ad. So I'm gonna get that. I'm also gonna stop by the liquor store, get some Kentucky whiskey, as well as a nice bottle to hold it in. And who knows what else we'll find, maybe some birch mulch to sprinkle around the side. Just any props, so that's the mission today. Let's go. Bingo. Hey, look at this. Literally exactly what we need. Take my pick, which one do I want? This is exactly what we're looking for. I'm stoked. 45 bucks too? Let's get it. You guys see this? Look at this. Almost bigger than the car. I wish you could smell it because the whole car smells like whiskey right now. It's crazy. All right, first let's look at what we got here. Here we got some bourbon inside a nice glass. A couple glasses that we'll use. Some caramel and some sauce, just in case it's not saucy enough. This is some black wood chips from my garden outside. Thought they might look good. Couple oranges. These are whiskey rocks. Matches, why not throw those in there? Here we got the toothpicks we're gonna use, the container that I carry. Here we have my knife, which I'm gonna use because there's notes of leather. So we have a leather stroke. And other than that, the barrel. So I have a small table, and what I'm doing is putting the barrel on top. Above that I have the Godox light box. And for this, I'm using the Almonds 200X. One thing I realized was the diffuser is focusing the light too much, and I want more of a spread. So I removed the diffuser from inside the light so more things would be illuminated. When I like to do shoots like this, I like to have a list. I use Notion. I have a shot list of every single shot I want to get, what type it is, overhead, what frame rate. And this just helps me in pre-production, so when I'm ready to shoot, I can just do the thing. I don't have to think about anything. The first shot here, which is the rocks falling into the glass, this is going to be a close shot at 60 frames per second, and it's overhead. Time I set up here, and I got the whiskey rocks, and the point here is to take these, I'm gonna try to drop them and move as fast as I can. And we just need a clip of them falling from about here into the glass. I also don't want to break the glass, so we got the R5 set up overhead with a 35mm lens, and I'm using an Almonds 200X as an overhead, and I just got it angled slightly down. Okay, now let's switch to 120 frames and we'll do it again. All right, so we're just gonna skip ahead one shot here. The next one is supposed to be the bourbon pouring in the glass, but that's gonna be a front-facing shot. And since I have the overhead rig set up, we're gonna pour the bourbon in the glass ahead of time. Then we're gonna do the orange slice falling into the bourbon, making a splash. Again, it's an overhead, so let's go ahead and capture that now.
Let's do a nice thin slice. Look at that, is lovely.
We want a pretty big splash here, so we're gonna fill this bad boy up. 120 frames per second. Next shot here. Take two. Next is the caramel, however you want to say it. So we got both of these. Take a little sip of this. I'm gonna set up a couple blocks of caramel. I'm gonna melt it and I'm gonna mix it with the sauce. And then we're gonna get a close-up shot, pouring it over more caramel blocks. I'll stack them up real cool. Do that 120 frames per second. Really only have one chance to do this. So I got some caramel here in a glass. That's what the shot looks like. And basically what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pour some caramel out of a glass over these little blocks. They're gonna melt, and we'll do it in slow-mo. All right, we got the caramel, it's hot. Next thing we have to do is cutting almonds super thin. So I'm just gonna use the wood here. We're gonna get a macro shot using the knife and some almonds. I have the leather strobe set up to a light pole. You can't see it, it's out of frame. Got a couple extra lights. Game plan here is to just do a little of this. And this is because in the toothpicks, one of the flavors is you get a taste or a note of leather. So I figured what better way to show leather than using a piece of leather and a knife. And now the part I've been trying to figure out, the toothpick assembly line, which is going to get seared with a torch. So what I'm thinking is I have my Edelkrone slider 1, and I have a piece of foam. I think I'm gonna tape this down and then stick a whole bunch of toothpicks in the foam so they're standing up. And then they'll all be like this, and I'll turn the torch on and let this thing go and they will get seared. We're gonna see how that works. This is what we have going on. Toothpick assembly line. Pretty sweet. Let's get the frame set up and then we'll torch them. I got the Edelkrone slider app open and I'm controlling the slide. I'm gonna hit record and hold the torch, sliding, torching. We're gonna use the mint container because I don't want to open the bourbon one yet. And I'm gonna pack it with toothpicks, and this is gonna be a reverse shot. So I'm gonna toss it up and toothpicks are gonna come out, but when I reverse it, it's gonna look like the toothpicks are going into the container. I had to get all fancy for this shot. Actually, you just gotta see my arm in it. So we had to make some adjustments. I had too many toothpicks in here, so they weren't going. And I also needed to change the focus point because it's so hard to be serious with this. I needed the focus to be here, so the toothpicks go in focus when they're here, and then out of focus here, and that will get us to our next shot. This shot took over 20 takes, and here it is forward. And now reverse. For the last shot here, it's also gonna be the first shot. I just gotta set up all the props on the barrel, and then we're gonna use the bourbon toothpicks. It's gonna speed ramp from the top overhead to cool, I think we got it. Last thing I wanna do here is just get some handheld B-roll of everything that's going on here. And here are all the B-roll sequences that I used throughout the ad. hopefully that was a small little glimpse into the process behind how I do this. Honestly, this is only the second one I've ever done, and really happy with how it turned out. If you want to see how I put the entire edit together, let me know in the comments below. Hit me with a like or a sub for the algorithm, and we'll see you in the next one.